to dive right into this book because PictureFace Lizzy, everybody, is Josh's amazing new children's book. And so you have two daughters.
I have two girls, a 13-year-old named Ava and a 10-year-old named Izzy.
And you're such a good dad. And talking with you prior, I'm caught up on like what a good, present, caring dad you are. And then you come out with something like this. And my own life experiences of how I grew up, I really understand what being put out there and putting yourself out there can lead to as a young person. And now all of our children are in that boat. I would have never guessed that could happen.
It's terrifying. And, you know, at a certain point, you are too young to comprehend and deal with all of the ramifications of getting bombarded with the things you're bombarded with social media. And that was the journey for me with this book of just, how do I communicate to my girls when they come up to me and they say to me, but all of my friends have Snapchat, but all of my friends have TikTok, but all of my friends have Instagram, and be the parent who says, yes, but you are not your friends, I am not their parents, and it is my job to protect you. And that was the genesis of this book. And it's a conversation from the point of view of this little girl who's coming to her parents and saying, I want this PictureFace Lizzy, which is basically an American Girl doll by way of Snapchat, by way of like all of the things that they desperately want.
Yes.
And I wanted to kind of use this also to inspire kids that there also is a balance, right? The book doesn't, spoiler alert, she gets this thing, but she balances in a way where she puts it down and she goes, I miss the parts of my childhood that were so empowering. And the first time I read it to my daughters, I was terrified that they were going to hate it, that they were going to resent me. And I read it to them, and they were like, can you read it again? And I read it again, and then the coolest thing happened. We were on vacation with their friends in Utah, and they said to me, do you mind pulling out the book and reading it to our friends? And I was like, it's the greatest moment of my life.
And I actually have a little surprise for you, Josh. Your kids sent in questions.
Oh, no.
How fun is this?
Oh, no. Okay.
All right, question number one from Josh's kids. What's the name of your first girlfriend, and what was she like? By the way, this is a very interesting, deep question.
I guess technically my first girlfriend was a young lady named Amanda Carmel. I think I was like 12 years old, and we went to go see Drop Dead Fred in the movie theater.
Oh, of course.
And we like did that thing where we like kind of like awkwardly held hands where there's like no bend in your arm, just this kind of thing. And like my mom was right behind us.
Oh, that's the best story ever. Drop Dead Fred, straight arm hand holding, mom behind. Okay, number two. Do you get sick of your kids asking for help on homework when you never seem to know the answer?
Yes, because I get sick of it because I always embarrass myself to their question, especially with math and science. I'm useless.
Okay, well, we have so much in common, Josh. It makes me so happy because you're such a wonderful person. Okay, which mom from Dance Moms do you think that you are most like? Oh, we watch Dance Moms in our house, too.
I think I'm probably the most like Melissa, Maddie's mom, where I'm like sort of like casually very proud of my kids, but I don't always let it on. But I'm also not as like heated and riled as some of the other moms.
Yep.
So there's like not really a great comp, but I would say like definitely not as fever pitched as some of the other mothers, but definitely not as mellow as like Melissa. So it's somewhere in between.
I love it. All right, number four, how long did you sleep in your parents' bed after watching Nightmare on Elm Street?
They're just spilling all the tea on the Drew Barrymore Show. I slept in my mom's bed for a year after watching, not Nightmare on Elm Street, all 5 movies in one night with my best friend, Seth Gable. I was like, let's do it. Our brothers are doing it. Mom, I was so terrified.
Okay, last question. Can you show us your piggy impression?
So my girls do this thing where they come up to me lovingly and they go, "Hey, Piggy, hi, Piggy." And I'm like, it's really not like a loving term to call your father Piggy. But that's how my daughter said. She goes, "Hi, Piggy." I hope you're proud of yourselves, girls. You've ruined my career.